In Australia, a mate is a and a is a mate.
Correct.
So he called us a which means a mate. So we're in the clear.
All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Late Afternoon Glass Off. Find ourselves here on Tuesday, 18th of August, 2:15 p.m. as of time of recording. An eventful week, one filled with many ups and downs. We had a great event at Chopu, which was we were staring into the abyss of potentially what was one of the great forecasts turning into one of the all-time worst forecasts, but luckily Huey pulled through for us on that one. We had a little bit of humble pie to digest as well. We will get to that in a bit. And yeah, throughout this episode, we've got a few little tidbits to talk about, including a few little projects that have been running on Stab and not on Stab, natural selection being one of those. And then also a little preview into this weekend's activities that are heading over to Fiji. Zach, what's going on?
Thank you, Finley. Well put. And we've got a few little projects of our own coming out too.
Mm-hmm.
I dare say, I do feel bad. Apologies. There's going to be a lot of apologies this episode. But apologies. We said the Nicaragua vlog would be live by now. It's not. We're just making sure that everything's tidied up. And I'm editing that one, so it's a very slow process. So I'm learning as I go. And then not far after that one will probably be either our JS board review, which is the zero gravity.
Mm-hmm.
And then not far after that one, we've got the Costa Rica La Pointe review as well. So, mate, it's all happening in the surf world. We've been busy. We've been very busy.
Yeah. Do you call our world the surf world? Is that what you'd...
Yeah, we're surf influencers.
No, we're not.
We're really not.
Disgusting.
Although, funny throwback, when we were in Costa Rica leaving at the airport and that guy come up to us and asked us a bunch of these suspicious questions at the airport and he said, occupation, and we all stared at each other. He's like, I don't know how to say fucking bag slinger.
You said media.
No, I said marketing.
Marketing. I was like, what are you talking about?
It just came to me instantly. And then you jumped on the marketing bandwagon.
No, I said
as well.
retail,
Oh,
which
yeah,
is
you said
true.
retail. Yes.
I went with what I'd written down on every document that I'd gotten to get into that country. You thought you'd freestyle and throw out another job that isn't listed on anything that you've done.
Well, bag slinger doesn't look too good when you're in Costa Rica.
You could just say I work at an airport.
There was only a small box. You can't write I work at an airport.
So you wrote bag slinger.
So he would probably write underneath that. Same.
Yeah.
Anyway, lost my train of thought. But yeah, we've been busy. A lot of things coming in our surf world. I should rephrase it.
Yeah.
So yeah, all that to look forward to.
Anything else you need to touch on though from the week? Anything
no,
happen?
my ankle is settling as well. Thank you everyone for the messages. It is not broken. It looks very broken.
Mm-hmm.
Weirdly enough, it's not sore whatsoever, which I think is more dangerous because then you're like, oh yeah, happy as Larry, and then it just keeps growing. But gave it a name. Its name is Larry, and it looks like a scrotum on the side of my ankle. But it's going down. So all positive signs here.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
Love that for Larry. Let's get right into it. We got a bit to talk about here.
Yeah.
Chopes wrap up, what we learned from this week. Item number 1 on list of important items to get through. Ramsey Bukaim is proper. 2 events now at Chopes, 2 third places. He's also competed in the Olympics there where he was a standout performer in that as well. He's proved that his previous antics at this wave are no longer a fluke, not to suggest they ever were, but you never quite know. With surfing performances, sometimes someone will come out of the woodwork and blow minds and then you'll never see him again, but Ramsey has proven that's not going to be him. Shocking start to the year for him.
Terrible start though.
This year, but has sort of quoted his knee has been giving him a few issues in the last few events. So
Correct.
Hopefully this is a bit of a turning of the tide for Ramsey. But yeah, really good to see him back up what has been, like obviously certain guys have certain characteristics to their surfing that they're known for. Ramsey's probably been his backhand surfing, or definitely. He's now established himself as one of the premier left reef pass tube hunters.
And I love his manner, his demeanor and everything about it. He's posted interviews. Such a likable guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was I would say one of the key takeaways from that whole event was watching Ramsey go from 0 to hero pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people counting him out. He's just had shocker after shocker after shocker, and then all of a sudden just slingshots himself up the leaderboard, but not that far up realistically.
We'll do a bit of a rankings check soon, but yeah, a few movements which were, we are a fair way into the season now, so people have got themselves established results, and some have, some haven't, to be fair.
Was that stop number 7? We're over halfway, I believe.
We're beyond the halfway mark. So, once you get, like at the start of the season, you see a lot more movements on the leaderboard just by the nature of people. Well, one really good result will jet you up to the top, Whereas now, because people have established results, you don't see those massive swings. But, yeah, we'll do a rankings check. There's a few surprises there. Item number 2 on the checklist, Griffin starting his title push, better late than never. Another great event for Griff at Tahiti. 8+ rise every heat. You noted here 7.6 in the final, so not quite getting that
almost
8-point range.
Someone would give him an 8.
Yeah, that's one of the judges probably threw him an 8 there or 2. It does get the Yeti 110. You're confused as to why they're still giving them out though?
Yeah, put there in the notes why we're giving them out. This must be the third year around the calendar of handing out Yetis. Surely after not everyone's getting multiple 10s, but someone like Griff or Medina or Italo or Slater, like surely the novelty wears off after 3 and then they just start becoming a headache. You're like, well, fuck, like they're pretty big. My nan's getting one for Christmas. She's going to love it.
They should start like, once you get one, then you go into like a building process and they'll start building you an actual igloo somewhere to live.
True.
That would be, I think, preferable to having 7 110s because Griffin's going to get a lot of 10s in his career. If they keep giving him these, you're going to find like some sketchy black market avenue where he's just flogging them for, they're pretty expensive, right?
They're probably about $1,000 Aussie.
Yeah. So
but, I've got a suspicion that underneath his Chrissy tree later on this year, there's just going to be these oddly suspicious shaped items under the Chrissy tree for his mum, dad, uncle, best friend, girlfriend, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then he's going to be like, you'll never guess what they are.
No.
Everyone's getting a Yeti fucking 110.
You'd
So,
have to
we're going to have to...
Pretty big Chrissy tree to fit those under it as well.
For sure.
They're not small. He just looks to have such an incredible read at these waves.
That's the most important part, in my opinion. All these guys have got big cojones. They're going to go. But it's just who can position themselves on that reef the best. And he's been going there for over a decade. Ever since he was a Grom, he's been going there. So... it's looking like the proof is in the pudding. Go over, spend some time, learn the reef, look down, taste it. Fuck, I don't know what you want to do there, but go spend the time there and it's going to pay off.
Yeah, him and his brother. They are no stranger to that reef. I'm assuming they've probably had many a visit to it, although it's gotten to the point now where they seem to be making a lot more waves than they're falling off on, and that's just down to, positioning and also just their skill level out there is you wouldn't say second to none, but they're up there with some of the best that are currently out there. We look at the likes of Emio and Kelly and that, like you put Griffin out there against any of those guys, it's not really an upset if he beats them.
Nah, not at all.
But yeah, he's slid his way into the top 10. So as I mentioned before, is starting his title push. He is a bit late and he's a fair way off first place, I think.
Well, this is his only good result since Bells.
Yeah, he's had
been quite a hiatus.
Similar to last year, he's kind of had a bit of a shocking start.
Well, last year was like shit, and then just like
exploded.
Really good. Whereas this year was great. I think he got third at Bells.
Yeah.
And then just nothing, and maybe one like 9th or something like that. But
he's had a couple of thirds. He's had 2 third places. And then he's now had this second place, which he actually got second at last year too. So this was kind of the start of his run last year. So it's
was it Bells and El Salvador?
Event number 4, whatever that was.
Event number 4 would be Raglan.
Yeah. So he's started at least, like he's a fair way off. He's about 14,000 points off first place, but the back end of this year is just pretty well got his name written all over it.
One stat that has just been completely detonated in half was, I believe, Stab were doing the numbers on it, where it was saying like 60% of the world champions win in the Aussie leg, like at least collaboratively those 3 events. Don't think we're going to see that this year.
No, there's some sickening stat about Snapper, and it was like Yeah,
I think it was about 60% or something like that. Please, again, for our listeners, if you're a long timer here, you got to take everything I say with a grain of salt. Finley, not so much, but
well, if you won Snapper when it was the opening event of the year, yeah, it was huge. It was like more than half of those people that won it went on to win the title. So
correct. Yep.
it's a massive head start. Although we've seen it go the other way, as well. You start off with that really good result, and then the pressure mounts as you go throughout the rest of the year, not finding similar results or even average results to back it up. So, hopefully for would be Ethan's sake this year, if that stat reigns true, he'll be hoisting the trophy, or maybe a Connor. He got second, so maybe we can throw him in there.
I reckon, Ethan's gonna have to really start getting a wriggle on here.
Yeah, I mean, anyway. Italy's starting to run away with this thing, but we'll get to that. The next point.
Can we before we get into the next one, because this is my doing. I think it's one of these.
I don't know
what I'm doing, but anyway.
And I've got a bone to pick with you after this as well. So just going the merry way with this.
I think I've pressed some buttons, but we don't have headphones, which I usually grill Finley for having. Now I see the importance of the headphones, because no idea what you guys just heard, but it is my women's pick ×2 on Anat Leleor. Are you fucking kidding me? That one was from so deep in the brain that I do know where it came from. We'll get into that.
Mm-hmm.
But I nearly changed that 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I went on to fantasy, I went, I can see how I got there, but I don't know if I can back this horse in.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about it, didn't take it out, but then I actually genuinely forgot the event had started, and I went, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to run it now. Thank God I did, because I don't know what the odds were on that, but that was fucking crazy. And I had a few people DM us saying they put bets on, or they picked, a Nat because I did.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
Well, they would have lost the bets because she'd actually win the final. But
no, but in fantasy, that double points on that. And
yes,
she did get good points throughout the whole event.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the chicks went absolutely so points-wise.
Yep.
So, yeah, great pick. Stoked.
Can I pick my bone with you now?
Yeah, you can pick the bone.
So I've got a bone to pick with the listeners too, because all week we both have the same login to our account, obviously. I see DMs, I see comments. Zach,
you're Instagram login?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Zach, you're a hero, essentially, is what they were, correct? To that
people were messaging us?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of those. I didn't receive one, and I had my ×2 on the actual person who won the event.
Yeah, it's boring.
I was sitting there going, I can't believe what is happening right now. And you say the points thing. Another thing we'll get to, because I don't think you're going to like the result of fantasy.
Already waiting for it.
But Erin smoked everyone. It was like 30 points in between.
She should have.
It was like 30.
She has no excuse.
She was tier C.
That doesn't matter.
×2, won the event. Not one praiseful message from any of you out there. And it sickens me to my core. But anyway,
fuck, she should have won. There's no one who should have beaten her. Maybe Pickles or something, but
can I at least ask you this question?
I
want you to be honest.
A 3-legged horse in a race, and it went.
I want you to be honest.
Sorry, no, I didn't mean to call you a 3-legged horse, but the odds were clearly stacked against her, and I picked it, and well, that's what I mean by that.
I have a question. How much of that pick was out of? I don't like without it sounding bad, but like just stupidity.
No, it was a hunch.
It was a hunch.
It was a hunch. Do you want to hear where the pick came from? Everyone wants to know where the pick came from.
Sure.
Here it comes. So, when I think it was Bells or one of the events where there was some weirdly enough protesters. Remember then some anti-Palestine or pro-Palestinian people went down and showed support for their side because she's obviously Israeli. She could have just turned her phone off and gone on with the day, but she blasted everyone saying, don't give a fuck what you think. I'm not them. They're not me. I'm doing me. I'm proud to represent the Israeli people. Now, I can only imagine that she would have got well over 100 people saying, I'm going to kill you or whatever. It would have been heinous, some of the shit she would have got.
Yes.
And I thought, that is one brave girl to go out there and do that. And I thought it might translate into big waves.
Sure.
I didn't know if those two things were going to cross paths and meet in the middle and translate into having a go in the waves. But I thought there's a sign there. Like there's little connections there, and I'm going to jump on it. And sure enough, yeah, she had a full crack.
Yes. Well, you do have to feel for a bit because I think there would have been a good percentage of that heat. Well, I know there would have been where she thought she was going to secure not only hers but Israel's first CT win.
100%. There was only like 7 minutes to go. She had a pair of 8s, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding?"
Yeah, I think it was more like 20, but there was
Sure.
there was a lot of the team.
In Zach years, they're different.
A lot of the heat had gone, and Erin was looking on her knees in that one, looking like she was going to be out the back door of that final pretty quickly. But nevertheless, it's a good showing for Nat. She's put herself on everyone's radar for when it's pitting now, which is something that not a lot of these girls can say. So she's immediately moved herself up that leaderboard for people to pick at places like Chopes and Cloudbreak and Pipeline. But yeah, does get outdone by my girl Erin Brooks. So massively
Like I said,
overdue.
I'll give you some cookies here. I'll give you some. But she should have won. It's hers to lose.
Why didn't you times 2 her then?
Don't know.
just not interested in
Fuck you and your pick. Let's move on.
just not interested in
No one
winning.
wants to give you any cookies, all right?
But yeah, gets a massively overdue second CT victory. One that we've speculated would be coming for quite some time. Would have been, to be honest, a real shame if she didn't win this event because she was easily the form surfer of the event.
But now is she boxed into the big wave category, heavy waterways, whatever you want to call them, because she's won at Fiji in big waves. She won at Chopu, wouldn't call it big, I'd call it medium rare. She hasn't had a result in the fun stuff except for the Snapper Rocks Challenger Series win.
Yeah, but we know she can surf those kinds of waves.
And what's going on?
I don't know.
I do know what's going on.
But she was the top scorer in each round from the quarterfinals onwards in this event. So I feel like if Nat had stolen that offer, it probably would have been a little bit like, oh, like Erin just had a bad heat.
Yeah. I did get some inside scoop. She is struggling to deal with the pressure, being a 19-year-old and having the world on you. Sounds like she's still figuring that out. And when she gets a loss, from what I've heard from reliable sources, she's taking it to heart. Like every single loss. Some of the losses that these other ladies like Steph or Tyler or something, they go, fuck, all right, yeah, that sucked. Move on.
We'll get to Tyler.
We'll get to Tyler. I don't think Erin has learnt the ways in which to do that yet.
No. Well, you'd think this would be a massive confidence boost for her, just to remind herself how to win. And I think she's a red hot chance of going back to back into Cloudbreak here. I don't think there's another surfer in the draw that surfs as good as her out there.
Well, if history repeats itself,
yeah,
then she's sorted.
She's the reigning champ there. She holds the crown currently. And I just reckon for her.
Well, Pickles kind of does.
What? Oh, well, yeah, kind of, but I don't really count that. She only had to be like 4. You know what I mean?
Yep. Different format.
I think Erin's the surfer to beat. I actually think Erin, again, we don't have to go back into it, but I thought Erin, had she made Fiji last year, probably would have won the title, but that's by the by.
Not far off the shout there.
Nah. But yeah, I think she's going to be winning at least one of these events in the Pacific leg each year. Erin, I think she's going to go back, like maybe even both occasionally, but I think Chopes and Fiji is going to be her pet events. And
well, she got second at the Pipe QS this year as well, didn't she?
Can't remember, but probably your memory's probably better than mine on that.
Waves were horrendous though.
Yeah, in the final against the Nat, she found herself needing over 16 points, and this goes back to the confidence thing with her. She was able to turn it around within 2 waves. Like within the space of 5 minutes, she'd completely flipped the heat, 8.93, 8.27, and Nat. After having Erin in combo for 20 minutes or so, she then found herself needing a couple massive scores again. So, yeah, Erin, a massive win there. Her run to the final there was Tia Zabrowski, who I came out and said I didn't think she'd have any issue overcoming. Was a bit closer.
Tia, so this is where my fantasy started to fall to shit very quickly.
Yeah, to be fair, that heat was way too close to my liking. I thought Erin was going to win way more convincingly, but she got it done, then beat Carissa, then beat Molly, beat Izzy Nichols, and then beat a Nat in the final. So a really strong list of names there that she had to go through. However, does still find herself at 11th in the world.
That part is weird.
She's not out of the woodwork completely yet, but I think a win at Fiji, which I think she'll go close to. She'll quickly find herself in that top.
I think anything above a 5th is really going to put her in that top 5.
Yeah, yep. So she's similar to Griffin, starting to time her run towards the end of the season, and wouldn't surprise me to see her win 3 events back to back. Like the next one's at Trestles. Would that shock you if she won at Trestles? Like it wouldn't really shock me at all.
Marksy's fucking backhand swinger.
I reckon
it's going to be deadly.
I reckon Aaron's backhand swinger is better than Marksy's.
But
But
we should put the gloves on. They've both got that like albatross out arms kind of backhand style of surfing.
yeah. But
Put the gloves on, ladies. Let's see it.
In terms of good results, no one we've really missed there. It's kind of that was the main
Let me have a look.
culprits.
Going through the notes, nah.
It's no one we owe any kind of apology to on that. It's pretty much.
We're pretty right.
All
We're
right,
actually probably the best in the world at picking stuff.
let's get into the disappointments then. Joking. Seth
Nah,
Moniz.
we can't cock tease you that much.
Seth Moniz.
Where do we go from here, Finley? Do we take the hats off and put them on the chest and, and stare towards the sun? I don't know.
That was bad from us.
That was bad. I
And
don't know. Nah, mine was worse.
You'll have noticed the word of the week or words
Phrase.
of the week, phrase of the week, we'll call
Yeah.
it.
I don't think we can repeat it.
We probably can't. We might get the ads taken off the pod.
If
but,
you want, if you're listening in the car, you don't know what we're talking about. Just go on to pull over. Fuck it. Just
Actually,
pull
yeah.
over in 4 lanes of traffic. If you're in the fast lane, just don't even look. Just indicate and go. Everyone else does on the Bruce Highway.
Nah.
And then, or just go onto our Instagram, go into the reel about Seth, and have a look at the comment, and there you go.
The pin comment. No, you've dropped a fair amount of C-bombs. Go for it. Just read it out to the people.
Okay. So it is suck it, cunts.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was followed by ha 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 ha, laugh emoji.
yes. So
We don't have those for our letterbox up here though.
no.
We have no emojis.
Well, we just went with the real sort of crux of that message, which was we're gonna run with the Aussie banterous, like if banterous is a word, but like you said it well before. What was
Yes,
it?
so we're unsure. We're fairly confident Seth is taking the laughing matter out of it and saying, ha ha, suck it, cunts, ha ha, whatever. Like in the way in which we wanted it to be perceived.
The way we wished it would be received, which I think it was.
I think we're 85% chance that he sees it the way we see it.
Yes.
But the positive thing for us, which I don't think any Americans understand, is in Australia, a mate is a cunt and a cunt is a mate. So he called us a cunt, which means a mate. So we're in the clear.
Exactly right.
And if you've got toddlers in the car, I do apologise. That was a lot of stuff going on there. But yeah, so let's talk about it. We got that one wrong. Formal apology. Seth Moniz, you wiped the floor with us.
You did. And there's nothing really more to say there. We got it wrong. We kind of, in terms of why we said that, it wasn't anything against Seth. It was more based off of recent form and recent runs on the board that he's had, not only at Chokes, but just on tour generally. And just seeing a man that appeared to be low on confidence and was coming up against quite a enigmatic surfer in Emio Cermak, who pretty well eats chopu for breakfast, lunch and dinner. And I thought that coming up, he's probably the worst person you could come up against in that draw, full stop.
Every single swell event that comes out of there, he's the hero.
Yeah.
For
And
the last 5 years, and I think he's younger than us, so he's clearly got that play style.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people would have jumped on our call as well and said it's going to be hard for Seth.
Yeah.
I went a little bit further and I probably was a bit harsh, and I said he's going to make a stupid mistake.
Yes.
What I meant by that was obviously he's not stupid, but I'm saying, those little things that at the end of the heat in hindsight are stupid little mistakes. That's
Yes.
what I meant by that.
Correct.
Such as like even just sniffing a wave and losing priority.
Yes.
And then the next person goes to the next one and gets a 10. It's like, fuck, that was stupid.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by that.
Yeah.
But he just, wiped the floor with us.
And I've got a little bit on that in a second. So weirdly, Chopes hasn't really been an overly happy hunting ground for Seth in his career. He had a 3rd place finish in 2019, which was like a really good start to his career there. I think it was his first year on tour.
That would have been his second. He jumped on tour in 2018.
Okay. Well, he gets done by Medina in that semi-final. So, I mean, a loss to Medina in the semis is as good as really a final, in my opinion.
True.
But after that, it's been all 2nd and 3rd round knockouts for him. So not exactly carrying an amazing form line into this event. But if he's able to requalify at year's end, which that result is going to do a hell of a lot to helping him do, that buzzer beater to overcome Emio in that first heat is going to be that moment that he looks back, and it's probably the most important moment of his career so far because
100%.
with about 3 minutes remaining or whatever in that heat, he needed a big score and he dropped an 8. And it just started his run throughout this event. His temperament felt different, I feel like, to in any other event campaign I've seen from him. In the past, he hasn't been overly resilient when things have gone against him and when things aren't swinging his way, but he just seemed really calculated in his decision-making here. And when he did make a mistake, which you alluded to before, one of those silly errors, he was able to remedy it pretty quickly and not panic. And he did lose priority a couple of times throughout this event, took bad waves, but it never seemed to shake him. And I don't know whether that is just down to his getting through those opening 2 hits, because obviously you beat Emio, you beat Yago. All of a sudden it's like, well, it doesn't really get any harder than that. That's 2 pretty good guys out here and guys that you never really want to face. But once he got past Yago in that 3rd round, I feel like the pressure just came off him even more, and then made light work of Barron, light work of Al Cleland, and beat Italo in the following heat after. Finds himself in the final with best mate Griffin Colapinto,
who's just come out of a heat with a 9 and a 10.
Yeah. So, but to be fair to Seth, it just always felt like he was in control, and it felt like one of those events where the planets aligned and he was going to win. May have had a sum of money on him in the final. That's, by the way, just to, once you've written...
This is news to me. Excuse me, what?
Once you've written someone off and they make the final, it's probably like, well, we've stuffed this up. It's almost like an omen bet.
Yeah, I can actually understand.
He's going to win now.
That's my brain kind of goes the same way, actually.
Just to spite us.
Yeah, I win, but I lose.
Yeah. So I was like, look, if he gets up here, I look like an idiot, but at least I made a bit of back pocket cash, So did have a little bit on old Sethy boy in the final, but yeah, it comes up against Griff, and Griff got a bit of an early start on him, but Seth he couldn't have gone through that event any better than what he did. He peaked at the perfect time, which was in the final, and he put up his highest ever heat total and I've done no research, but I don't ever think I've seen a 19-point or an 18-point heat total from Seth Moniz before.
Oh, would have been close on the Kelly final, 2022.
Yeah, I think Kelly had a really high one. I don't think Seth's was quite as high, but
right. I remember him getting so flogged in that final, almost pulling him off the reef.
Yeah, it would be, without looking, it would be one of his highest ever heat totals, and he did it in a final.
We can't get much higher, so... No,
he did it in a final. There's nothing else you can do there. Never let the occasion get to him. Even once Griffith, put some decent scores on him early, he just sat there and waited and backed himself and backed his processes, and comes away with the chockies and does it, as I mentioned before, against his best mate Griff, which doesn't really get any better than that for him. Saw him celebrating after with Griff and Kelly, who famously they had that final together, and Seth was pictured one of the great shots of all time, him celebrating with Kelly after that win, probably, or definitely Kelly's greatest win of his career. Now Seth gets his first one and Kelly's there with him, which is pretty special as well.
Mm-hmm.
Although you do have to feel a bit for Griff, who's now bridesmaid 2 years in a row at Choke.
Oh, he's had plenty of limelight. He's fine.
Yeah. But
he's not getting any sympathy off me.
Seth,
still a sick result for him.
Yeah, it's really, really pushed him up the rankings. But just a bit of a call out to Seth there. Well
One
done.
of the best things Seth did in this whole event, and I don't know if anyone else got as excited as I did, was the kick stall to barrel. I don't think there's many crew on this planet that can do it that stylish and that well, where on your forehand it's quite easy because you're facing down the line and it's much easier. He did it on his backhand where he just kick. It's almost like a small snap at the bottom of the wave and the board's facing the tower.
Yeah.
And then 2 frames later on the camera view, it's facing the channel, and then he's bum dragging and playing with it. I'm like, to go from that direction to that direction without any bobbles, any wobbles, nothing like that is just him playing with it.
Yeah.
He's probably like, I'm comfortable as in this size. Like the biggest one that day was obviously walk in the park for him. So he's just like, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to play with it. And it's like most people, like the ladies, fighting for their life. And he's out there toying with it, doing kickstalls and milking the fucking honey pot.
Yeah.
That's what I was just blown away at that point. And I think that was maybe his semi-final or something like that. And that's when I started thinking, he's going to lay down and fucking piss on us with this call. He's going to fucking walk us to the fucking dog park. But anyway.
Yeah. And to be fair, that none of that what you just listed surprised me that much because and I'm sure you do too, like, I know how good he is in those waves. It's just been more of a putting it together, a portfolio of heats throughout an event that's good enough to get you to the final and win it. And he hasn't quite been able to do that yet. He showed it in this event he can. And look, heading into Fiji now, completely different wave. And it is really forecast dependent there, because some years they're doing turns, some years they're getting pitted. If it's tubing, like, he'd be riding on the biggest high right now heading into that. You wouldn't want to overlook him for another good result there. And yeah, I mean, from the bottom of our hearts, Seth, we got to say sorry. We got it wrong.
We did get it wrong.
We got it wrong.
What I will say, though, he's not out of the woodwork.
No.
He obviously just had the 10,000 points put next to his name, but he's jumped 12 spots, but he is 3 spots above getting cut.
Yeah.
Like, he's just started the push in the marathon. Work to do, though.
Yes, does have a bit of work to do.
If he pushed around, 13, 14 spots, to 13th or 14th, I'd be like, yeah, he can kind of afford maybe 1 or 2 another shit ones. I would dare say another shit result, and it's not going to be a guaranteed spot next year.
No. He has given himself the best possible opportunity to do it, though.
No greater way to do it.
No.
All I'm saying is, I'm hoping that he can string another one together, because he's going to need it.
Yeah, he's gonna need another result, and he could be one of the guys that really benefits from that extra 5,000 points that's getting thrown down at Pipe at the end of the year.
True.
Don't know. We need to check that, whether each round is worth more or if it's just the win, because that's important too.
It is important. Although the further you break down 5,000 points, the less it gets watered down pretty quickly.
Well, I know first place is worth 15,000 points.
Yep.
So it's whether or not, like, second place is then worth 10,000 or 12,000 points, whether they boost every spots ranking. But Seth could definitely win at home there at Pipe. So yeah, really good mid-season result for Seth to bring him back into it, because he was in one of the darkest black holes of all time.
Yep.
Hadn't made many heats this year, if any. And he's really, there's no greater way to turn it around than just win one. So good on you, Seth. Now, there was one more little shout out I wanted to do just before we move on to the disappointments from this event, and that was Kalia Galina. Huge shout out to her. Beat 2 world title winners on the way to a quarterfinal finish here for her, and did see some big improvements from last year. And she didn't actually ever get the opportunity to show her tube riding skills. It was more a forecast thing. Like, I think just because she's so small, it works against her at this point, where some of the ladies are able to get into waves a little bit quicker, sort of, I'll say manhandle it, whatever the female equivalent of that is, but manhandle waves, and she just lacks a little bit of that size. But you can see on some of the waves she took off on, especially there's one that comes to mind in Tyler's heat where she doesn't really get barreled on it. She gets a little cover up, and I'm glad the judges at least gave her some form of, it was only like a mid-2 or something, but they scored it. And it was just, you could see how well positioned she is in her takeoff, and also how well she's able to get that backhand stalling technique down pat. She does it so much better than anyone else. Literally better than anyone, I'll say. She's just that size has let her down. She's impressive, and her scores throughout this event weren't overly, eye-catching. You'll have a look at her heat totals, and they're less than 7 points or whatever. But yeah, just the way you can just tell if she gets a nice clean forecast one of these next few years, because she's probably going to be in this event for probably the next 30 years.
I dare say so.
The funny appeal right now is that how young she is. It'd be sick to see her win one when she's, in her teens. But yeah, if she gets a clean forecast, she's going to really make a mess of this draw, I feel. And I'm interested to know what a 13-year-old does with $15,000 because I don't think I've ever seen that much money in my life.
In Tahiti, it'd just be buy a brand new Ford Ranger or a jet ski.
Yeah.
That's all they do is just cars and jet skis.
Yeah.
Well, or outboard motors.
Yeah, she's got some spending money, that's for sure, hopefully.
Can I give her some props as well? Mm-hmm. She's more well-spoken than half the tour.
Oh, man, how good is she in the booth?
Men's and females, she is better spoken than half of them. Half of them are trying to string a sentence together sometimes, and you're just like, what are we talking about here? Yeah. She was just so well-spoken, fluent in just conversation.
I kept forgetting how young she. I was listening to her going, oh yeah, and I'm like, you are 13 years old. Like, you should not be this confident talking.
Good. So bravo.
Yeah. I mean, have you got anything else on the positive notes from this event, or are you happy to get
I think we covered all of it. we got our formal apology done. I think it's time to pull over the overcast a little bit and talk about some disappointments.
The dark clouds have come over.
I've got to say it again, and I sound like a broken record here. I will start by saying, with a little bit of a disclaimer, there wasn't that many days in the period that was good to run. It was very unruly. It was windy and shitty and whatnot. But it's another event that you can put next to another 50 events where the women didn't even get a start in the big stuff. And I get it. Like, maybe you didn't have your Kelly story, which was fucking epic.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't get your mind blank, Griff. 9-point ride and 10-point ride. I get it. Like, you have to compromise. But when are the WSL going to make a start? That all they're doing is deferring. And I'm at the point now where this might get us cancelled, but it is not fair that the men have to do what Kelly Slater does and fall out of a fucking 4-story building.
Yeah.
Potentially lose his life, especially at that age, and get paid the same as the women. Now, this is not the women's fault. I'm not talking about it. There's one way to fix it. 2, just put them out on the same day.
Yes.
And just give them equal opportunity. That's all they want too. I don't get it. Like, there's ladies there who are so keen to give it a go. Like Yolanda, all event. Give me a wave, I'll go.
Yeah.
Don't think she's got the talent to do it, but she'll go.
Yeah.
Which I'll give credit to. But to just have such disparity between what the men have to endure. Those guys, I know for a fact, aren't paddling out going, this is jolly good fun. They're fucking shitting themselves and they're getting paid accordingly. I'm not talking about paying the women less. It's about giving the women equal opportunity to the same ways, because you just can't, it's not fair on paper. At what point, I reckon the men are this close to going, hey guys, like, gonna have to start putting them out there. Like, we'll make room. The guys are gonna have to make room. The guys just can't take, 3 out of the 4 good days on the fucking waiting period and just soak it all up. They're going to have to compromise here, which I'm sure most of them will. Now, the first couple of events, they're probably going to pull back and not position themselves right. But it's the start of the journey. It's going to take 3, 4, 5 years. It's going to take the Kalia generation to come through and watch it go from where it is now, putting them out on the 3-foot days. It's the next gen that are going to be where we want it to be. It's probably not going to be this gen.
No.
But we've got to start. It's every event. This one, I get it. It was hard. There was only kind of 1.5 days of big waves that were rideable. Even the men were struggling on day 2. But you just got to start.
Yeah. There was one thing, and it doesn't really take away from anything that Erin did this event, because she is one of these girls that will go, and she proved that throughout the event. She's not afraid to take it on. But there was a clip that I think it was on the WSL socials or something, or a story or some kind of piece that they put up on the webcast or whatever, and it was like they were filming Erin walk out, and she was just like, I hope it's dropped a little bit so the girls can have fun today. It's like, hang on, like, sure the blokes weren't having that much fun the previous day, like Erin, again, don't want to take anything away from her, she will go, but like, if that's the attitude, it's like, come on, you can't.
It's not fair. Like, I'm not talking about bringing women down. It's not about bringing them down. It's about lifting them up.
The scores don't change that much. If you look at the round 1 scores from the ladies, I don't think anyone had above, like, I don't know. I don't think anyone broke the 10-point barrier. If they did, it wasn't by much.
No.
Probably the scores probably don't change that much if you put them in those ways. Like, there's going to be a lot that do exactly the same thing and probably don't get barreled or don't make any waves. But there's going to be that one moment that is literally sport defining, that's what I'm talking about. Someone will go and someone will get a wave that is like generational. Yeah. And they're not giving them the opportunity right now.
And the ladies who don't...
Not fair on the men. It's actually not.
There's no other way to put it. It is, and we've got to start talking about it, otherwise it's just going to bottle up and annoy everyone. If the ladies go out on the big day and they don't catch a wave, it's at least a training session on positioning on the reef, because the difference between surfing, chopu, cloud break, pipeline, all these big waves and every other slab while you're at it, the difference between a 6-foot day and a 20-foot day is so different.
Yeah.
You're sitting 20 meters away from where you want to be sitting on a 10-foot day to a 20-foot day.
Yeah.
So there's still going to be, a positive out of it. Now, you're going to have a bunch of old geezers go, fucking put the men out. We're sick of this shit. Like, fuck off, old man. Like, give it a go. They have to start somewhere. It's going to be boring as batshit at the start, except for the few that will go. Good on them. For the ones who aren't going to go, we might be watching 20 minutes of just absolute piking. But it's a step forward. It's the start of a process. It's not going anywhere by just waiting.
Correct. Rant over.
Rant over.
Okay. You did mention one there, which I would like to chuck back up into the positives. It was Yolanda Hopkins. Credit where credit's due there. She had a really good event. She was showing willing to go again at times on waves that she shouldn't have, but she at least put herself in the spot to get big scores, and she was rewarded with one of the better waves of the event towards the end of her campaign at Chopes. So well done to Yolanda.
Can I just say, though, she reminds me of, what's the chick that Kelly said not to go?
Maya Gabera.
Yeah, she reminds me of that. Like, yeah, credit where credit due. Yep, she's going. She's doing more than half the women's field.
Yeah.
But gee whiz, some of those takeoffs were just... They even said it on the broadcast, and usually the broadcast is very strict on the filter of what can and can't be said.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it might have been Strata, and just goes, I don't know why she tried that. Like, she was underneath the lip about 4Ks back. And it's like, yeah, we get it. We get it. You're going. But like, there was nothing good coming from that one.
Nah, a lot of scary ones for her, but a lot that she can take from this event. She would be knowing now that there's going to be certain people she'll come up against at Chopes, and if she does continue her career on tour beyond this year, this is going to be where the bulk of her points are going to come from. She's going to be able to make heats here just out of pure willingness to go, compared to a lot of other people. She'll be able to bulldog her way through heats.
I agree.
Second point on the disappointments list was Tyler Wright. Now, we just gave Kalia her praises before. Nothing I loved more than watching Kalia sit on Tyler Wright with about 2 minutes to go, just icing
14-year-old, 13-year-old sitting on the world champion.
Yeah. Like,
multiple world champion.
As good as it gets. And I just love watching her. Like, I can't believe she's doing it. There'd be a part of me that would be scared and like
That'd be her idol.
Yeah, she'd be looking at her going like, I can't believe I'm like holding her off waves here. Love to see it. On the other hand though, Tyler's had 2 world titles. 2 or 3.
Yep.
Multiple world champion should not be losing to a 13-year-old needing a 2.5 anywhere.
I would have loved to have strapped a GoPro on Dog's head facing him. Like just facing him. You know those like the train driver dude on fucking YouTube?
Yeah.
Like one of those just facing him, and he just could have been going, his vein on the side of his head would have exploded. She just had to stand up. She could have done a wiggle.
To be fair, she did, and I'm glad the judges didn't reward it. She took off on a couple of waves at the end of the heat and was trying to do turns, and they were clearly forced, and they clearly went on the harder part of the wave to do a turn. She was just trying to make them give her the score, and they didn't do it, which I really loved. And she just should have never found herself in that position. Like, that's just really poor heat surfing from her. She would have known, she would have had to have known the waves weren't overly hollow, as like Kalia did the best she could have done to get barreled in that heat. There wasn't a lot of quality waves. Tyler would have known, I've got this girl on just pure power, and if this goes to turns, I'm going to beat her quite easily. Like, it's not even going to be close. And she just did not surf a smart heat in any way. She actually let the 13-year-old take it to her, and she allowed herself to get iced out of that heat by someone way less experienced than her, which is pretty poor. So she'd be probably one of the more defeating losses, like ego-wise, of her career, I'd imagine.
I reckon she would have raw dogged the flight home, just no headphones, no in-flight entertainment, just staring at the tray table, just reading the fucking emergency exit card just 11 times.
At least I guess she gets to experience how it felt when she came on the scene and was doing the same thing.
She did do some damage when she came on.
When she was like 14 or whatever. But Tyler Wright, no good there. Betty Lou, expected a bit more out of her from this event too. She had a first round knockout, which adds to a run of poor results for her.
Tough year for Betty.
No good so far, although she does have trestles coming up. So she does extremely well there, but no good at the moment. For Hine, this was a shocker. I think would have challenged Erin for the event win at some stage. They would have met up before the final, and I think it would have been a really good heat. Wasn't to be, though. She finds herself outside of the draw within about 30 minutes or 35 minutes, however long the heats were. She went out first heat. Cowley Vast lost to Big Al. Now, he's no slouch at Chopu.
No.
I feel like he was just a little bit too frothy, and I think his comfortability and his level of, I guess, wave knowledge at Chopu probably let him down a bit there, because I think he thought he was going to be able to beat Al on insiders, and Al just went out and waited for the big one, got it, and then from that point it kind of felt like Cal was just pushing shit uphill a little bit. He did nearly get the job done, mind you, on those insiders, but I think he's so good out there that he was like, I'll get 2 sevens sitting underneath Al. easily. And he got 2 6s, but it wasn't enough in the end. He needed another
That's
maybe
when
a 7 or something.
started to melt for me.
Yeah, well, I had him also, and then the other guy I had was Jiao, who I didn't end up power surfing, but it probably would have been better if I did because he went a bit better than my actual power surfer. I've got the biggest tickets on this bloke, and for good reason. If you go and look at any of his Instagram edits that he's put out in the last week, you'll notice why he's top tier in waves of consequence on his back end. But yeah, massive missed opportunity here for him. If you look at the top section of that bracket, the draw bracket, there was no one really in there that should have beaten him, and he lost to Ramsey, who we have established is no slouch at Chopu, but Jiao I feel is better there. And yeah, I think he got through that one and kept, he would have been battling it out maybe with Seth in the final instead of Griffin. But worth mentioning, I did hear in the broadcast that he stood on a stonefish.
Oh, fuck.
If you're not familiar with what they are, it's the most venomous fish in the ocean. So that...
Well, I think a sea snake would probably top it.
No, they are. And sea snake isn't a fish. It's a snake.
I said snake. And then, fuck yes. Thank you, Mum and Dad, for private school education.
We'll gloss over that one. But yeah, he did stand on one. So you can imagine a week, or it probably wasn't even, it was probably a few days after standing on a stonefish, your back foot or whatever foot it is that got stung isn't feeling overly comfortable on a surfboard.
Like a balloon.
Yeah, so there's probably a little bit in that as well. So don't want to go too hard at Jiao, but I think a big missed opportunity given who was around him in that draw, because he was the quality pick in that one.
Yeah.
You have already done your rant there, so we'll skip over that one. We don't need to go back into that.
One more though.
All right.
Which was actually wasn't a rant, but we can turn it into a rant. But the fire was lit by Strader Wazalowski. Did call out the women's positioning on the reef as well, not where it needs to be. A lot of waves going unridden that the webcast was not capturing.
Yeah,
I did see one, and I don't know if it was intentional or not, but that's like the camera angle in the back. Sorry, they were filming something. Felt like they didn't want to film the lineup because the boats got sprayed by a spit. And I was like, can we see that one? Can we zoom out on camera 3? Sure enough, then they pan out to the lineup. Both girls are in position, like no priority had changed. No one sniffed. I was like, did that one just fucking go underneath everyone? So, yeah, I think there's work to be done there. But we've touched on that before with positioning in the reef. We know it's a bit of an issue for pretty well 85% of the tour on the women's side.
And if they don't let them do it, they're never going to learn. So
exactly. And I will take a bit of a jab at the women here.
Oh,
they've got to start going there in the off season.
Yeah,
it's the only way. Like if the tour isn't going to brace them for it and prepare them for it, then maybe go there in the off season. Go there if you get knocked off tour, like some of these ladies that maybe got knocked off and or had a prolonged period of time off. Like there's a lot of swells there that don't make social media that are 4 to 6 foot and glassy and really nice to get out there and understand the wave. And I think they're going to have to start doing it.
100%. Love it.
I will say, like, obviously it's expensive and whatnot, but I think if you really want to be a world title threat in the next 5 years, you're going to have to start spending some time there.
Yeah. Invest in your career.
That's it.
Okay. Rankings check. Let's go ladies first. Gabby Bryan.
Somehow.
This shocked me.
There
I was
must be a typo.
How is she in first still? But
Has she gone down at all?
Well, Carissa was there. And
Carissa
then
went to number 1 for a bit.
Through just consistency, she's found herself in first. So Gabby looking pretty nice up top there. I think the next event could be a tough one for her potentially, although if it does come down to turns, she does have a bit of a backhand hammer on her, so I don't want to write her off too early. But Carissa Moore in second. Soil Lindblad not too far away in third, and you'd imagine she'd be pretty happy about an event in Fiji, although that one, this was a huge missed opportunity for her in Tahiti to really bank some points.
It's interesting that first, second, third, Gabby, Carissa, Sawyer, no movement after that event.
No, they all stayed in exactly the same spot. Molly Picklum moves up one spot into fourth, so they'd be feeling the dark shadow that is Molly Picklum starting to creep up on them, and they'd be getting a little bit worried, I imagine. Luana Silva drops down one spot into fifth. No shots fired in this event from her. Katie Simmers with the back injury. Now, don't know what became of that. Hopefully she's all good to go for Fiji, although did hear that she had to get help from the water when she made land, so that's never a good sign. But sum it up is you just cop a stray board to the back, or you get scorpion and it's
As
sore.
you know.
Yeah, yes, correct. You get scorpion and it's sore for a few days, and then you're good to go. So hopefully nothing too major there for Katie. Lakey Peterson stays in 7th. Caroline Marks stays in 8th. Really not many movements at all in the top 10. Nadia moves up 1 spot into 9th. And Izzy Nichols into 10th. So these top 10 on the ladies. On the men's side, Italo Ferreira, miles out in front, out in first. He's got 5,000 points on
He could
second
almost
place.
take an event off.
He really could.
If he really wanted to and go do burnouts in his Mustang, he could take one off and probably only drop to maybe 3rd.
Yep. Leo in 2nd, still up the top there. So good on Leo. He does just move down that 1 spot. 3rd place, Yago Dora.
If you haven't seen it, sorry, go check out our Leo board.
Yeah,
we wrote it while he was number 1 in the world.
Yeah, we did. He was. It's not clickbait. The title. He was actually world number 1 when we.
That's why we were quite prompt on getting that one out.
No, we back Leo. We back Leo in for sure. But we saw an opportunity and we took it. So Yago Dora in at 3rd. He doesn't move.
Yeah.
Miguel Pupo is still in the top 4. Unbelievable from Miguel. We might
That was
have
my
to,
power server.
Yes, it was.
Wasn't a great showing, but
No.
he did make a charge up on the rankings, top 4. Let's go.
Yeah, look, we might again have to do another bloody apology video at year's end because he has completely proven us wrong in that regard too. I was going, once he'd won bells, I was like, okay, this is going to be one of those ones that you just drift away into relative obscurity afterwards. But no, he's kept putting results up, and he's only had one first round knockout. Besides that, it's all decent scores. He's results wise, he's getting. So
He's a weapon.
he's in at 4th, and that top 5 Brazilian contingent, 4 of which are Brazilian. Leo's the only non-Brazilian in that. Gabby Medina fills it out in 5th. It's looking scary once again. They're just dominating.
And as expected, Ethan, quiet push. We said it prior to this event starting. He's a quiet achiever there and, gets a good result there. Not a great result, obviously, but a good result, and makes a charge up 1 spot from 7th to 6th.
Yeah.
So
The only thing I'm seeing there in Griffin's scoreline is, in Ethan's scoreline, is maybe one too many first round knockouts. You can see he's got the 3 1,000 point results there. That could sting him.
he will drop one, though.
He's going to drop 1, but you don't want to be carrying too many of those. You want to.
He's going to have to hold 2 of them.
If you look at Italo's scores, his lowest is 3,300.
Although, are we dropping 2 this year?
Might be dropping 2, which is,
Huge for him.
Yeah, but still going to be carrying 1. Italo is yet to register a result less than 3,300 points. So for him, that's pretty bloody sick. He can afford to lose the next two events first round, and it won't really affect where he is at all.
Correct.
So yeah, Gabby, a huge loss there to Kelly. Probably has cost him moving up into the top 3 or even further had he won the event. So he'd be ruining that one. Ethan, as you mentioned, in 6th place. George Pittar there still, 7th place. He's sneakily going about his business. Griffin Colapinto up 4 spots into 8th. Sammy Pupo still in the top 10. He's in 9th.
He took probably the biggest hit out of everyone in this event, though.
Yeah, he's dropped 3 spots. But if you look at his scores, 2 throwaways there. But other than that, he's been really consistent. So that'll go a long way for him. Liam O'Brien fills out top 10. So cool to see Lobby hanging in there as well. And we do, if you look at the top 10, there's 5 Brazilians, and then the next best nationality is Australian. So we'll take that at this point.
And Team US of A would be pretty stoked on the ladies' side. I don't know if the Hawaiians consider themselves in that, but I'm going to consider them in that. But so
Top 3.
Brazil and the States making the charge.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Before we get into fantasy, just want to do 2 things off the top of my noggin.
Mm-hmm.
Comment of the month. Sorry.
Yep.
It's gone a little quiet, so that just means more chances to win yourself a carton of beers, thanks to Yuli's Brews. So comment wherever you listen to this podcast, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever. You can make us laugh, cry. You can say, suck it, cunts. And for the 15th time about
Put it this
Seth,
way. If Seth commented that on Spotify, not Instagram, he probably would have got a case of beer.
I would have flown it to him.
Yeah.
I would have flown over to the States, to Hawaii, and I would have given it to him.
Hand-delivered him.
It's got to be on where you're listening to this podcast, not Instagram. Otherwise, that'd take us years.
Yeah.
And
And that doesn't mean now comment what Seth wrote and you'll get it because it's already been done. You can't do
Yeah,
that.
trust me, we've copped a bit of that, so you got to be original.
Yes.
You've also, to win, you've got to be following us on the socials. So that's the easiest way probably in 2026 to get a carton of beers delivered to your door as well.
Correct.
You don't have to go pick them up or anything.
Correct.
Delivery.
You just have to leave a comment. That's it. So
Also got to be Australian resident and over 18.
Correct.
Big one, over 18.
correct.
But yeah, if that's not the easiest way to get a carton of beers delivered to your door, cold, straight to hand, don't know what is. Also, we have got our sunglasses code with child. It's been running for a while now. A few of you have jumped on and grabbed some. Do it. We've just put the stress test on them, traveled around Central America with them, and I don't know about you, but with sunglasses, I just throw them in my backpack.
Yep.
It's like your passport and shit. You just throw it all in there, jam it in. It's like busting at the seams and you just close her up. No case, no nothing. And they survived and no scratches, no nothing. And good to go for the next one. So if you want 15% off a pair of child sunnies, link in the show notes.
Yep.
Go grab them.
Exactly right, Zach. Let's get into fantasy, right?
Fantasy.
So again, winner of this event already reached out. God love him. So we didn't have to do any chasing up there.
Yeah.
He's
I
been-
love that.
He's been given a $300 Motorino voucher to spend on whatever he'd like on the Motorino website. So that's a pretty hell prize. Second place is getting Layers towels and Mizu water bottles. So we will organise those. Please reach out. Finchy14, who came in at second.
Finchy, bruv.
Let us know. We'll send you some gear. Hatchos, you've already claimed yours. So thank you again for doing
And well
that.
done, mate.
Well done. A tough result for many, including myself.
What did you get? Hit me with the numbers. We actually haven't discussed at all
No.
off camera our numbers here.
No, I did some math though. I know what I got and I know what you got. And let me just tell you that Aaron Brooks has really come through for me because I think had Aaron Brooks not turned that final, you would have beaten me. And I was worried because the double points on offer, I think Anat put up about 16 points early. So you double that, it's 32. I think Aaron was sat in about, like, I don't know, 5 points. Like she had nothing. So you double that, doesn't come to much. And I was behind you a bit. And then, she put up 17 points, which got me across the line. I think I had 461 points.
I got 445.
Yeah. So
Fuck yeah.
you owe us 3 challenges now, mate.
Yes, people we know we've been slack on the challenge. We've just fucking been working our ring sting off here in the Largo studio. We will do it.
Yeah.
We've got a few things to organise for them, but we will do it. Little inside scoop. One may involve a kayak in the lineup.
Yes. We're going to try and get Zach pinballed through some rocks.
Mahalo, motherfuckers.
But yeah, I would just like to read out as well because I'm quite proud of this. My standing on the world.
In the world, go. Yeah. Yep.
So bad result. I thought I was going to drop pretty heavily.
Yep.
Actually moved up, which tells me that a lot of people in the top of the ranks did pretty badly too. So no harm, no foul there. 431st, I'm coming in the world.
Wow. That is pretty good. I'm 6,800 and something.
Not bad for you though.
I
Usually
was 39,000th
Yeah.
when after Margie's.
That's pretty good for
I
you.
pretty much wanted to stop.
Dude,
and then after Snapper just leapfrogged me up. So
Mate, I'm still so angry at Mikey for Snapper. Can't believe
mate, you got your own.
I reckon I'd be top like 100 right now easily.
You're your own worst enemy, mate. You fucking.
I bought into his
We both received
his
the same
lies.
information. I said, sure.
yeah.
Anyway, overall leaderboard for the year. Now, the winner of this gets a signed jersey by the world champion, male or female, you choose, as well as a 9 nights accommodation package, thanks to Macaroni Surf Resort.
Yep.
Valued at 3,000 Aussie buckaroos.
Yep.
You've just got to pay for your flights and a few other little taxes and shit that you got to work out there. All right, so Lizard Surfs. Lizardy in first place. I love this name after. Second place is Laird Have Mercy.
It's a pretty good lead they've got as well. They're 100 points,
149 points.
119 points
yeah.
clear of second place.
Yep.
That's huge.
That's big.
And they did reach out this week to confirm that they could bring their
Partner.
family with them and child.
That we are not sure, but hey, sure.
Yeah.
Give it a go. Turn up unannounced. sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Just don't use our name. Third place, Wilkes. Then it is Lucas Johns, Timmy York, Timmy OC, I would say.
Yep.
Lavity Daniels, or Daniel Lavity, Guanson,
Yep.
Brownie, Bren, MFM
Love
is
it.
your top 10 in the Largo League out of 2,815 people.
Yeah, and I'll quickly read out for the people that did well this event because they want to get their chockies as well. So
Sure.
Hatchos first, Finchy 14 second, L Johansson 6'2" third, Troops fourth, Rio Wada Fan Club fifth, Archie M 6, Backdoor Barrels 7, Rise Zagota 8, G Banger 17 in at 9th, and Zane Baker in at 10th.
One thing I will say, a little disappointed. At the start of the year, I said, if you're going to join our league, can you make it somewhat funny, your usernames like Finley's Forey? Haven't seen any of those, so a little disappointed. Just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, sure.
Moving on to...
hang on, though. Your name is the Largo League. So can you explain that to the people? Because
Yes. So when it comes to some technology I'm good at, some I'm not. Some I'm like my father, where it's just we're learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought I was trying to join the Largo League. Turns out I made my name the Largo League in the Largo League. So, yeah, bit of a balls up there.
Yeah.
So if you're one spot above Largo League, it's actually me.
It's actually good for me because I can find out where he is on the rankings if I ever need to look. But all right, things to watch that are upcoming. Let's get into it. Natural Selection, 25th of September, Red Bull TV, YouTube. We are not being paid to promote this. We just enjoy watching it.
I think it's a great concept, and we're going to start to see a little more of it in the next decade, I would say.
Yeah, Red Bull, reach out if you want to pay us to promote it because we've done it for free.
We've done one for free. The next one is not free. It'll come with a big paycheck.
Even just a case of Ready B will do.
That's fine. Yep. Last year it was in Micronesia.
Yep.
This year in South Africa. Undisclosed location, but they do have a waiting period, so I dare say it's a bit of a strike mission set up. Looked like a right-hander, and it looked like a throaty right-hander.
Yep.
And yeah, so that should be coming out soon. Pretty star-studded cast for this one. We've got Mikey Wright, Huey Vaughan, Solly Bailey, Jarvis Earl, Eli Bucas, Aton Osborne, Ballaram Stack, Noah Beshan. Then on the women's, we've got Kira Pinkerton, Miller Brown, Eden Waller, and Sanoa Olin. So
love it.
That's going to be a really hard one to win, and prize pool of 100K. So not sure what the winner gets, but you'd have to say that it'd almost be, if you're on the tour and you got asked to do that, I'd be like, I might go over here.
Yeah.
Less field, better waves.
Yep.
Probably more fun. These kind of crew are definitely smacking 100 beers after each day.
It's actually more money than you only make 80 for a win on the tour now.
Well, I think total prize pool is 100, so I dare say that's split down the middle.
Okay.
So 50 for the maybe the winner, or 25 for the winner.
Yeah.
And like 10 for second on both male and female.
Okay.
But after last year's debut in surf, I would say it's a bit of a hit.
As well as, the 100K prize pool there, we got another contest running that also has 100K, but that's just for the winner. Stab 100 is currently ongoing.
Been loving this.
If you haven't watched it yet, maybe close your ears, but Dakota Walters has progressed his way into the final, which is huge. He has a chance to win $100,000 US, which, God, I hope he gets it because that'll be life-changing for him.
All on black.
Sure. But yeah, that'll just be so good for him in terms of, obviously, someone wants to give you 100K. Like, that's good regardless, but chasing the tour again, if he wants to do that. I mean, he seems to be enjoying himself as a bit of a free surfer, but I know there's a bit of a burning desire there to compete, and that'll make life a hell of a lot easier for him. Although maybe you don't want to spend half of that on a QS campaign. I'm not sure. Maybe you just want to start. I don't know if you probably can't live off 100K for that long, but you maybe make some wise investments early on and reap the benefits of it later. But
well, with that 100K, you could probably buy a bathroom in Sydney and live in that.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, a fair bit of work to do, though. We don't know who's going to be meeting him there. There's also usually a surprise guest that fills in to try two surprise guests.
Pretty sure it's 2 surprise guests, and it looks like it's in warmer waters.
Okay.
Don't think in some sort of landlocked area.
Yeah. So that has happened, although it's judged live by Stab audience. So
yep.
No one actually knows, not even Dakota will know yet, who's won, whether he's won. The surfing's been done though, but it's up to the list or the readers or do you call them readers
I
or
think
viewers?
it goes 50-50.
Yeah.
So it's 50% someone and then it's 50% the crowd.
Yes. So you get to watch it live as
I
it's
think it's
unfolding.
Stab Premium 50% and then live is the crowd that go to that
Sure.
premiere.
Okay.
I think that's what it was last year.
Regardless, no one knows what's happening. No one knows who's won, but the surfing's happened. It's going to be exciting. And yeah, someone's winning 100K, which is huge. Hopefully it's Dakota. We cross our fingers and toes.
Hopefully, not hopefully, I've got a hunch. If you were going into a wave pool challenge where I'm pretty sure it's a game of skate, surf, against Dimitri Poulos and Zeke Lau, I know who I'm putting my money on.
Yeah, for sure. I almost wish Dakota hadn't progressed through the first challenge because I would have loved to see him in that one. That would have been pretty sick. He would have blitzed through that one. But yeah, you probably would
I'm coming around on Zeke too.
lean your...
Wasn't a fan of Zeke, but through this series, I think he's just lightened up now that he's off tour. And ever since he snaked the fuck out of me at Newcastle in 2017, I've been not on his wagon, but I'm slowly coming around. Not having jumped the fence yet, but yeah, I'm slowly coming around. I'm peeking over the fence.
You finally forgiven him, have you?
Oh,
After all this time?
No, it was probably the most aggressive human I've ever seen in the lineup. And I don't mean like yelling and screaming, just like paddling around like the fucking world was going to end tomorrow. And everyone's like, oh. And at the time I was like 16, like 7 pubes and just on my fucking red peas. And he was a full merman pa.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to say anything at all, but I was, a few people were like, what the fuck's going on here? But he's coming around.
Love that for you. Building bridges and getting over things. I love that. You're a changed man. All right, let's get into Cloud Break event starting in 7 days. Well, it'll be 6 days when you listen to this. Exciting one, as always. We love that Cloud Break is back as a full-time tour venue, not a Final Five destination. We
Thank
get to
God.
see all the best pros in the world go and surf there and have a hell time. A few skull drags as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, they have a hell time. Win or lose, you're going to be fucking having a fizzer of a time.
Oh, yeah. Who do you reckon's going to do the best skull drag this year? I reckon Lukey T's got
Ramsey.
one. No, he's been on tour before. I reckon he would have.
Oh, skull drag. I thought you meant just...
If you're a rookie, you got to do a skull drag, right?
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
that the...
No, it'd be the brew.
I reckon Lukey T's got a hell one in him.
Because he's
sure.
part Aussie. Not
yes.
by any means of
No, he's been adopted by the Aussie
passports
contingent.
or anything like that, but he is pretty much one of us.
Yes, correct.
So, Lukey T's definitely going to have a red hot crack over the bar.
I seen Oscar Barry as well doing a bit of karaoke the other night at the Yamba Hotel or whatever it is. So I reckon he's got a good skull drag in him also.
For sure.
But yeah, that'll be exciting off the pitch activities going on. But yeah, let's get into the actual action which will be happening in the water. So we may as well just completely guess the forecast and we'll be just as good a chance as giving you one had we read it. Although I did have a quick look last night and on the long range, I will say that.
We're even going.
On the long range forecast, there does look to be a little bit of movement in the Pacific Ocean, which is good for Cloud Break. I'm not going to go into too many specifics.
Can I interject really quickly?
Yep.
Should we just say it's going to be horse shit so that it goes good?
It's going to suck, but then it doesn't really help people picking their fantasy teams because you pick a different team for that. But looks like there's a bit of action in the Pacific. I guarantee it's not going to be flat, put it that way. Wildcards, we don't know, although we do know one of them. Not going to announce them because they haven't been announced yet. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No idea. I just read this in the notes and went,
I know something you don't know, and I'm not telling anyone because I don't want to burn any bridges we currently hold with the WSL, but very exciting young Australian's been given the keys to this event.
Can I guess?
No.
Can I have 2 guesses?
No, because I'm going to have to bleep it because I know who you're going to guess, so don't guess. Very exciting Australian.
Is it Harry O'Brien?
Yeah, it's Harry O'Brien.
Largo intern Harry O'Brien, you heard it here first. Straight from Nicaragua and Costa Rica, straight into the fucking crux of a beast.
Yes.
Cloudy.
Yeah, we saw his attempt at a left barrel over in Costa Rica or in Nicaragua, and probably needs to work on the old.
The
old
leggy
pick
got the best barrel of its life.
You know what was even better about that clip too was that, like, we've grown up surfing rights, and like he's pretty good on right.
Natural
pits.
footer too.
He's a natural footer. He went left. The right was psycho.
On a right. Yep.
So,
one where you can backdoor it and just not have to even put a hand in the wash. You just kind of ride it and just go.
Yeah.
And he went left. Yeah. I love that he went left.
Me
it's
too.
A good footer. But yeah, it was a tough watch.
Love that. And I put my hand up and say I'm no better than him at backside barrel riding. I'm also suck. So it's good. But yeah, very exciting young Australian will be announced in the next few days. Going to be in this event. Could do a bit of damage on this draw, I feel. Not just saying that either. He's pretty impressive. So excited for that. We don't have a draw though. That's the bad news for this.
Yeah.
But what we can do is we can pick our dark horses and our winners. Do you want me to go through my picks first?
You go through yours,
Yeah.
and then I'll follow after.
Okay, so my winner is going to be Erin Brooks back-to-back. She's going to win this event also. I've gone my dark horse, Alyssa Spencer.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's going to be in for a big one here. Then my men, Gabriel Medina at this stage. Haven't seen his heat. Don't know if he's going to end up against friggin' John Florence or something round one. Probably reevaluate that because putting the ×2 on him in that last event was just
surely James
dumb.
is in it. Cristano.
Don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I know he's in the Padang Cup though. So
Oh, actually no. They've already announced the winner of the trials. It wasn't a name I was familiar with.
okay.
Like a Loke Dog, obviously, but yeah, wasn't familiar with him.
Now, without sounding like a prick, the Fijian wildcards generally they're not to the same level as the Tahitian ones.
Yes.
Usually, like I wouldn't.
Well, they didn't surf it for years. It's new to them.
They're elite at like what they do when it's big in the barreling, but they haven't like I mean, if you look on past performances, they generally don't do that well in the comp. Just no comp experience. They're up against the world's best. So when you're picking your fantasy team, I wouldn't look too heavily into the local wildcards unless you see some clips come out and they're just unbelievable. Usually they're sort of off the map. They're just some battlers that roll around Tavarua on the Motu or wherever they live, and they go and put it together in the trials, and then they usually don't travel too far in the main event.
Especially if it's going to be that 3 to 4 foot mark where turns are going to be.
Turns come into it. It's
yeah. If turns are going to be scored, then yeah, it's going to be chalk and cheese difference.
Yeah. So my win
if it's a full blown barrel fest, those margins will probably tighten up. But
yes.
Yeah, if turns are definitely considered part of the scoring criteria, then factor that in.
Yes, definitely. Winner will be Gab, as I said before, Gabby Medina, and my dark horse is O'Leary.
O'Leary is a dark horse.
I mean, he's got a second there before, but like, I'm not. You look at the guys ahead of him in the rankings right now. There's probably some names there, like you got Griffin, Italo, all those guys. They're probably favoured over him, but I like him as. I don't have to justify my dark horse pick because you pick a dark horse as someone who could win the event. That's the idea behind it, and I think he can win the event.
But yeah, they got to come from the back, which he is like 18th.
I mean, he does have the second, but he hasn't had much around it. So yeah, he's not at the top end of the rankings. Put it that way.
No.
Who have you got?
Okay, so for my winner on the ladies, I'm gonna go Sawyer.
Okay.
Sawyer Limblab.
Yep.
I think she's really proving herself this year. So that one could be a dangerous one. Dark horse. Vaheen. I'll go Vaheen. Goofy footer there is just so hard to beat, I reckon.
Yeah.
It's a tricky wave to read because it's not one long barrel. It's a bit like G-Land. Like, yeah, they're perfect waves, but they're not like Desert Point where you can just fucking sink your hand in them.
Piece it together. Yep. You got to read it properly.
Very tricky wave to read. So, yeah, I'm going to go Faheen for the dark horse and Sawyer for the win. On the men's, I'm going to go Connor for the win, and I'm going to go Oscar Berry for the dark horse.
Love it. Love that. You're staying on your guy, and I respect it.
You know why?
Why?
Because then when it does hit, which it will, we can just fucking blast it.
Sure. And then we have to just delete the previous catalogue of episodes where we've picked him in every event and just run with the one that we picked him to go well. All right. I love it.
But yeah, we'll post on socials what our fantasies are before the event starts. Yeah. It's a bit early to pull the trigger on those.
Yeah, we're recording this a week out, which means that we're nice and early, but it means that if we recorded it next week, the event would have already started by the time we get the episode out. So we just thought we'd get in early, get it done. We'll post our fantasy teams in a few days when it comes out. We're usually pretty quickly onto it, so
Yep.
we'll let you know. But anything else from you, Zach? We got some listener questions.
Yeah, I'm going to interject again. Just make sure if you are at this point of the pod, please just follow us on whatever you're listening to. All the socials. We're really trying to make a charge to the top here and become Australia's best podcast, if not the world. And the only metric that we have to go off there is the numbers. So I know everyone thinks it doesn't matter if I subscribe or not. I thought that for years. Now that I'm a content creator, I'm actually just going out and spam subscribing everyone because it's no skin off your nose.
No.
No one looks at you and goes, oh, you follow too many, you subscribe to too many people on YouTube. No one ever is looking at that. So yeah, shout out to everyone. Takes 2 seconds. No skin off your nose. Just whatever you're doing right now, just jump on socials. Tick, 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 click, click, click. Happy days.
Love it. Listener questions, Zach. Hit us.
Listener questions. Also, big thank you to everyone who does reach out and give us our questions. Chris Cote. How were the post-eat interviews? Stellar as always.
Unbelievable, as always, Chris. Music to my ears. And apologies to you for getting catfish, Jack Robbo, giving you a pair of sunglasses and then proceeding to take them off you once the camera's turned off.
Yes. He's got his Monday Mass podcast and he said, ask us questions. And then I asked him, because I was watching live, and I said, Jack Robbo gave me a pair of IC Sunnies. I wonder, if he actually got them.
No,
Turns out he did.
If you keep watching the stream, it's like they cut back to him and Jack stands up and just goes, oh, I need those, and takes them off him again.
No audio, though. It's even worse with no audio.
It was kind of gnarly because he was like, Chris was like, oh, plug an IC because they plug it every single opportunity they get. I guess they have to. But Jack was like, oh, yeah, these are for you. And he's like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah, man, I got them for you. And it was like, oh, okay. And then, pans back 30 seconds later and he's going, thank you, I'll have those back. So, apologies that happened to you, Chris. Hopefully they sorted you out with some, though. You were doing some pretty good reads for him. So
fuck him. I reckon use Largo discount code, get yourself a pair of Childs. And
do that, actually.
That's better.
Yeah.
We won't take them off you.
No, IC can jam it. Go Child all the way. All right. Connor Ray. Mikey C made a return to the queue. When can we see Zach back in the jersey? Now, firstly, Connor, ouch. Where's my name? That's really mean. I can only take that personally, but no.
Did you do a queue, though?
Yeah, I did a couple.
I did a couple. I know you did Pro Junior.
There's a reason you haven't heard of my QS antics. It's because they weren't overly successful.
Oh, no, that was the Dakota story.
Nah. That may have been no, that was a QS actually. That was a QS.
Yeah.
So I have I have the record for the biggest meltdown in a QS. So probably won't be doing another one. So I accept your.
Why don't we do it?
I don't really want to.
It'd be funny
for you watching me, sir.
No, it'd just be funny for both of us.
I have too much trauma from my previous experiences to go and do another QS. I feel.
I reckon we could do Burley.
I can't go back there. I can't go back there. I can't be seen there again.
Comment below if Finley should man up and get back in the Rashi at Burley.
When you've done a heat at Burley and your fin is echoed across the entire boulevard there for your fin getting knocked out by a rock across all the apartment blocks and all the judging scaffolding and the commentator who I believe may have been Tapa or Teza, one of the two at the time, acknowledging that a noise had been heard from your surfboard, and you'd put up, I think, couple of low twos at that point of the heat, not overly inviting to head back.
All right, Connor A, will make it happen if the people want it to happen. Fabian Marais, if every past world champion had to surf full season in their absolute prime, who's winning? It just has to be Slater.
Nah. And he's my guy too.
Well, statistically, that is it.
No, but what he's saying is if you got everyone's prime and put them in a final or in a tour schedule today.
Oh, in the one heat together.
No. So if you got everyone's best year of their career, going back all the way through the world title winners, and you put them in a tour for a year, a full season, who comes out on top?
Rabbit Bartholomew.
Yeah, Bugs. No, I'd say it's a toss up, and it's between John Florence and it's between Philippe Toledo.
I'm gonna go. Oh, I'm going to have to put Ethan in there.
He hasn't won a world title.
Fuck. All right, next question.
You are on one today, sir. Jack Bain 1. Who gets the wild card for pipe? JJF or GOAT? Surf off between the two for it would be top tier.
No, I already know what they're going to do here. The trials event will be 4 days long, round of 198,000, and that's who will be the winner of that will be the wild card.
But they'll fit one in for sure. It'll be one of these two. I'd love to see a surf off between the two of them for a spot. That would probably be better than the actual event.
I don't think GOAT can get in.
I think he can. He was saying someone on the Broadie before, like the other day when they were talking to him, they're like, yeah, I think we got some kind of agreement for pipe as well. He kind of threw it out there. So I think he's maybe got a little bit of a back avenue into that one. So we will see.
Not coping with retirement, is he?
No, well, mate, when you're putting
Go
up...
fucking build a coffee table or something.
He put up 19 points at Chopes. You cannot argue with the man anymore.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying he's still struggling to let it go.
Good.
Emmy Ferrari. I felt like they overscored smaller but difficult barrels like Miggy's 8.5. What do you think? Technicality there, though, it needs to be rewarded. I know, like, smaller waves, everyone wants to see it happen on the big waves, but...
Well, it's a trade-off, right? It's if your wave's smaller, you have to do a lot more to get the score.
Sit on the foam ball, you're getting a fucking 8.5, regardless.
If you take off on a 12-footer like Ramsey and you get a shampoo and rinse, you're getting an 8.5 also. So you kind of the scale changes, right? It's if the wave's huge, you don't have to do as much. If the wave's not as big, you have to do more. I think they do, as much as they have a judge's tower angle, they do look at the side angles and how on the foam ball they are. That plays a part because that's a crucial part of the scoring as well. Like how much you're wrangling with that foam ball. You could just be sitting deep in one, but you're not on the foam ball and it's not as critical. They do look at that. So yeah, I don't necessarily think they were overscored, but I do think you have to do a lot more on those waves to get those numbers.
I agree.
Aaron Monson surf. Admit Seth is the most underrated surfer on tour. I mean, he's done himself some good in that department in this event. I still don't think he's the most underrated. I think someone else probably, without thinking, but I reckon there'd be someone else who would have that title. But he's done himself a heap of favours based off the back of this result here. Getting that win. People spend their entire careers on this tour and don't register a win. So for Seth to get that done is huge. I don't think he's the most underrated on tour though.
The way I see it is like if someone's underrated, it means they've got less than ideal results on the tour, but then you go on their Instagram and watch their free surf and stuff and you're like, holy fuck.
Yep.
So for me, most underrated person on the tour.
Let's pull up the fact we have to think about it's not great, but I want to see a list of people that are...
Well, as the rankings and results go, it would be OB. Like, he fucking rips. But, like, literally the worst event record to date. You
could make claims for a few guys. I think Cal Robson probably is underrated in his...
He's starting to warm up, though.
Yep.
He's on the warm. The microwave's on, warming.
Mm-hmm. Jolie Vaughan as well.
Joel again, like, fuck, he won stab high.
He's criminally underrated, that
I think
bloke.
he's probably the most underrated.
Yeah, I reckon you could...
Even Lob.
Yeah, I reckon... Well, Lob's probably adequately rated because he's 10th right now, so he's doing okay. But
periodically, though.
Yeah, I reckon Jolie Vaughan takes the crown for that one.
Takes the cake for most underrated person. This is Toby DS. Is it going to be a goofy domination at Cloudbreak? It could be.
I think it will be.
I think it could be. If there's a place, then it's there.
My fantasy team's going to be pretty goofy-centric, I'd say.
Eddie Seaberry 1-1. Can Seth go back-to-back? There's every chance, yeah.
If it's pitting, yes. If it's turns, I don't think so. That would be my read on the situation. Ben McDonald. If James Cusatino gets a wild card and it's pumping, could he win?
Don't think he's going to be there.
I don't think he's... looks like he's having a good old time in Bali right now at the Padang Invitational.
Yep. Pretty heavy. That was a pretty sizey earthquake there while every head honcho in town was there.
I don't think so. I think he makes for a really good free surf part. I don't think he's got what it takes to put together two scores in a heat, though. I think the judges would probably wouldn't read too heavily into the style component, although it is a part of the criteria. Not so much in tubing waves. It's kind of just like how deep in the barrel did you get? And I think he'd get done up pretty early on by a Medina or being a wild card. you end up against those guys and you're not threatening them too much.
True. Luke Cameron. What's with the bump shot, brackets, the angle they cut to when they go to break? I have this question too. It's the most random
WSL,
shot ever.
Leave it on the lineup. I want to see people catch waves.
No, because then that just goes to show that they're not capturing that.
Huh?
Then that just goes to show that they are missing action by going to an ad break.
No, we know they're missing action because they come back with a replay.
I know, but it's not as obvious. The weird one here was, it was facing like towards...
They turn the camera around and face the mountains. Just put it on the lineup and
the Raglan one was worse. It was a boat ramp.
It's just so, like... It's because they want to... I'm guessing they want to create a bit of, I guess, hype around what happened during the ad break, and then they come back and like, we've got 7 replays for you for all the waves that got ridden while we played the same ad 15 times. And it'll be like, it does. It keeps you gripped, I guess, and waiting to see what happens after the ad break. But I'd argue that if you keep the camera on the lineup, I'm going to be more likely to sit there and watch it anyway because I'm going to want to see what's happening in the heat. That's a big gripe I have with the WSL on that. Just keep the camera pointing out to sea, please.
Luke, I believe you should call Chris Binns as well as Carbo Warren and just ask them that very question and make sure you've got an hour and a half free.
Yeah.
I'll text you their numbers. What have we got? Have we apologized to Seth? Tiny Dog 100. Yes, we have.
Fletchy, Finley versus Philippe at Chokes, who would win? Now, Fletchy asked Finley versus Zach at Chokes a few weeks ago, which I quickly ruled myself out of. Still think Philippe smokes me, unfortunately. Fletchy, if you'd seen me try and get backhand barreled, you'd understand why. Although I am willing to learn. I want to learn. We just don't have any lefts around here, so it becomes quite hard to do so. Flynn O'Connor from his dad has a question for us. If Fiji's as big as 2012, will they run? If so, who will pack hardest / stay on the boat with Philippe? I think we know who's going to pack hardest. Colapinto brothers are going to go. Medina's going to go. All of the usual suspects. Who's going to stay on the boat? Probably, if it's that big, I'd say a few of them, to be honest, and even some of the blokes.
Alejo and Felipe.
Chaz Coleman, shout out to you, Chaz. Actually, did a training session with Woody with Chaz the other day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Is Ethan so close yet so far for a world title? I think so. I think he's close. He's in that top 10, but I think he's really far away. I don't think he's winning.
Not looking likely, but fuck, like those last 3 events with less people in the field, and then the last one obviously been a bit more weighted. Who knows? It is just such a trial and error year with these changes coming up.
Yeah.
Last but not least, Jordan Charles White. How far down is too far down to become world champ, both men's and women's? At the moment, it's looking like Italo is probably going to run away with it.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to have to, I don't know, just become violently ill, explosive diarrhea for the next remainder of every CT because he's just going to do so well at all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by well, it might be a 5th, but he's not throwing away like small scores. Like he's just building and building and building. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's going to be difficult on the men's side this year because of the lead that Italo's managed to wrangle himself to. Although, I think in years when it's close, like we don't know what's going to transpire over the back end of the year. Like Italo could have a few shockers back to back, and then the crowd tightens up. And if that happens, then you probably can see someone from much further down still be mathematically in the running. But if Italo keeps running away with this as he's doing, then that gap is going to narrow. Like at this stage, only up to, like mathematically, you're probably looking at only up to 9th or maybe 10th can win from back there, which is, I guess, a fair gap. But that's if like Italo stops surfing now.
Yeah,
like
violently ill.
If Pipe was the next event and Italo didn't surf and Lobby won, he could win the title. But if Italo surfs and gets no care result, then it's like probably goes down to 6, you know? So we don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. This is all new. We're going to figure it out over the next few years, which is going to be entertaining. But yeah, we don't want to guess because we're actually not sure.
Yep. We'll crunch the numbers.
And then Owen Kilby, I think this is an important one just to finish on. Can we have a mid-year update on Largo Fantasy? Who's doing the next punishment? So just to recap, I have one to do. I'm owed one. Zach has got 3 owing. So we are going to get onto those soon because we need to put them out. Varying different challenges come out. Zach alluded to a kayak. That'll be one. Could be a spray tan involved for someone as well. And then, we'll come up with the others. But there's some good ones coming. So stay tuned.
There's a lot of shit coming. Just
a lot of shit coming.
Subscribe on YouTube and you won't miss any of it.
You won't miss a thing.
Yep.
Thanks for listening.
Let's get the fuck out of here. Hour and a half of your time. Apologies and you're welcome. I'm not sure how you want to receive that, but we'll be here next week.
Yeah. See you soon. Bye.